Hey guys, so here's my review for Vampire Diaries episode 21, Before Sunset. Now, the episode starts off, we are inside Mystic Falls High School, more specifically, Alaric's old classroom. We're being shown different pictures, like history-wise and stuff. And then we see Alaric, and he is at his desk, and he is holding the dagger that Esther has created to, Halo originals and stuff like that. So he's kind of, just chilling and then, contemplating what his next plan of action will be. I am assuming, or he already has a plan and he's just waiting for it to start, or I don't know. Anyway, so he's just, sitting there. And then all of a sudden, we hear a noise, and Caroline has showed up, and she is talking to Tyler, and she is asking him, and she is heading towards the gym where the dance is the day after the decade dance, and she has to go clean up the mess and all that stuff. And Tyler just told her that he is not going to be able to help her because Klaus needs his help to move out of his mansion because Klaus is leaving. And so she's kind of pissed off at that, and she's like, okay, fine, whatever, I love you. And so she leaves. So she hangs up, and she goes to the gym, and that's where she meets Rebecca, and Rebecca and her are the only ones there because Matt ditched and no one else showed up. So they're just there, and I really liked that moment between Caroline and Rebecca when Caroline uh, not really like said told her how sorry she was about what happened with her mother, and then Rebecca did the same thing and told her, I'm sorry about what happened to your teacher. He seemed like a nice guy, and I really liked that moment. And I was kind of like, Rebecca and Caroline, like, I don't know what would their like, Quebeca? No, that sounds stupid. I'm not even gonna try to come up with a ship name for them. Um, so they said, I'm sorry, and then Rebecca says, I'm gonna go start with this other part of the dance, and so she leaves, and that's when she sees Alaric there, and she is very surprised by this. She's like, what the hell? You're supposed to be dead. And I really like the part where Caroline and Rebecca kind of like team up and they try to, defeat Alaric, and by that they stab him with the stake that he has in his hand, but that doesn't work. It doesn't have any effect on him, and they're like, holy crap. So they immediately vampire speed their way out of the school. Um, but apparently Caroline was not fast enough, and she fumbles with her car keys, and thus creating a very good opportunity for Alaric to come up behind her, snap her neck, and drag her back into the school whilst he is being burnt by the sun. And Rebecca's just standing there like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit, we're screwed. Um, I have a little bit of problem with that. I mean, Caroline had vampire speed on her side, and she obviously didn't. I mean, vampire. I mean, like, if you're a vampire, you're really fast. You would be able to like grab your keys and go. But obviously, that continuity doesn't matter to the TVD writers. I'm sorry, but I saw a lot of continuity. I'm starting to see a lot of continuity issues with this. In certain, like, the last few episodes, I'm seeing a lot of that. But anyway, I digress. So we go then we go to uh, Gilbert House. Elena and Jeremy have decided to paint Alaric's old bedroom a green color, which is really an ugly green color. So they're just painting, because that's you know I wouldn't say that's not normal because that is very normal, but I just didn't expect that. Um, so they're painting and stuff, um, and then Stefan shows up and asks him, just asking if they're okay and everything. And Jeremy makes the comment like, "So what? Are you guys back together?" And of course, on Tumblr and like Twitter and all that loveliness, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Jeremy's team's Elena," and I'm like, "No, he's not." Because did you not hear right after he said that, asked, "Are you guys back together?" And they both denied it. He says, "Okay, well, since you're being the good guy now, can we just have a day without vampires?" Okay. So that to me, doesn't scream, oh my god, he's team Stelena. He's team, I want the vampires to get the fuck out of my life. He doesn't like this. That shows me that he doesn't like vampires and he just doesn't want to deal with them anymore. He's basically just fed up with vampires to begin with. So I highly doubt he wants his sister to be dating one if he has that, vibe going out to the universe, So just no, he is not Team Stelena. He is Team Vampires Can Fuck Off. So I don't know why everyone is like, oh my god, Jeremy's on our side. It's like, no, he's not. He's on, Bonnie's side for that matter, because Bonnie hates vampires, so he's on Bonnie's side or something. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so they're painting, and then Damon shows up with Bonnie, who had, as we saw from last episode, she fed Alaric her blood. Awesome. And of course, Stefan immediately blames Damon for this. He's like, "Well, you should have been watching, weren't you?" And it's like, really, Stefan? You're really gonna blame Damon? How was he supposed to know that would happen? And of course, Bonnie says, "Well, the witches wanted me to do it." No, Esther wanted you to give Alaric your blood, not the witches. I highly doubt the witches. Well, then again, witches, I don't know, they're very hormonal. They are PMSing bitches, so you never know. And, of course, then Bonnie had to, like, bitch about, like, why did you say to Damon, like, why'd you save my life if you were gonna say this? And he's like, I do stupid things and all that jazzy stuff. So, they obviously have a problem on their hands with Alaric and everything. So Bonnie says that there is always a way to kill a person. There's always a way to kill an immortal being. There's no way they cannot be killed. There is always a way. She doesn't know that way yet, but she's gonna figure it out. During that time, Elena gets a call from Alaric, and of course she thinks it's like a really rude, really mean, cruel joke. And so then she realizes, holy shit, it's Alaric. And Alaric tells her that you need to come to the school. Do not tell anybody where you're going, or else I will kill Caroline. So she leaves, and I have another continuity thing. How the hell was she able to get out of that house when she has two vampires in it, Damon and Stefan? At the time, I don't think she knew Damon was in the house, but they have vampire hearing. They would have heard her leaving. Like, wouldn't they have? Yeah, I mean, like, wouldn't they have heard her car starting, her climbing out of a window, her, like, how the fuck did she get out of that house without somebody realizing that she wasn't there or trying to escape unnoticed? I'm just saying, continuity again with this show. Then Klaus shows up to the house because Rebecca just told him that Alaric is alive. He did not die, and he is very strong, and once night falls, he is going to come after them. And Rebecca just wants to get the hell out of there. Klaus doesn't want to leave yet. He needs to get Elena and go. And Rebecca is just like, why do you need these hybrids? You have your family, you're just, and she just leaves. And so Klaus is at their house, and he wants Elena. And of course, Stefan and Damon are like, hell no, you're not getting her. So they close the door in his face. And that is just, oh, hell no. Oh, I just love Joseph Morgan's face after the doors shut in his face. He's just like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, bitches. Shit's about to go down. And so Stefan and Damon quickly go look around for Elena, who is not there. And during that time, Klaus decides to attack the house with a newspaper first, which is pretty cool, but does not compare to the epicness that was Elijah in season 2 when he brought down almost an entire side of a building with a few fucking pennies. Like, that does not, no. That just proves how badass Elijah is. So he throws newspaper, then he throws a soccer ball into the house, and he throws a few fences. And while this is going on, I cannot help but think, where the hell are their neighbors during this? Like, only in Mystic Falls will a vampire, tear apart a fucking neighborhood, and throw shit, and everyone in the neighborhood's just like not there. They're just not. They all like went to the beach that day. They just nobody's there, which I love about. That's the one thing I love about this show. I think is that so many things have happened in front of uh, the human's eyes, and nobody notices or just cares. I just love that. That's only in Mystic Falls. Everyone everywhere else in the America will just be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Only in Mystic Falls, they're just like, "Oh, okay, whatever." There's salt on the ground, a line of salt just wrapping around a building. It's completely normal for that to happen. So as Klaus is, attacking the house, Stefan gets a call from, I'm guessing, Alaric, and Alaric tells him the gist of things, saying that Elena's here, Caroline's here, I have them hostage, you better get your ass over here, or they will die, or something, or Caroline will die. So, Stefan, I love how, when, Klaus has a thing of like I was just about to say oil. No, gasoline. And he has another newspaper and it's on fire. And Stefan's like, hold it, wait a minute, you have to stop this. And Stefan tells Klaus that Alaric has Caroline and Elena. And I love, and if you notice, you have to kind of like watch it really quickly. You'll see Klaus's face like react to finding out that Caroline is in danger and she could die. Oh my god, that was like the most cutest moment ever. So Stefan and Damon tell him of this, and then Bonnie comes up and she's like, "Okay, I have an idea. We can use the desiccation spell, which her mother used on Michael, which immobilized him for 15 years. He's basically in slumber. Now, I can't help but think, where the fuck was this spell a few episodes ago? Where was this spell all season? Just like like, I'm sorry, just where was this? I mean, I remember the episode when Abby told them about this spell. Like, wouldn't you, if you were a witch trying to defeat another vampire that could possibly kill everybody, wouldn't you write that spell down and save it away for safekeeping just in case something like this would happen? But just all of a sudden, she just remembers the spell. She's like, "Oh, we can use this." And so Bonnie's like, "Yeah, we can use this maybe, if possibly, I don't know." And Klaus is like, "I feel so, assured with you because you're saying if and maybe this could work." It's like so great. So Bonnie decides, "I'm gonna call my mother," which is awesome. Awesome idea. Sarcasm much. And Damon's just like, this is not going to work. This is just, really? You're gonna call your mother, and she has such a great track record for showing up to shit. She's such a great parent. Like, really, you trust her with this? Anyway, at the school, just one thing with Caroline. Why does she always have to be the one to be tortured? I know for you people on Twitter and Tumblr, you guys probably agree with me. Why is she always the one to be tortured? Can't we just take turns? Can it be like Bonnie for once? Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Well, she's a witch, so she'd probably be able to Alakazam her way out of it, but still, I mean, can we just have an episode where Caroline isn't the one being tortured? Can we just pick someone else? What happened to the days when Stefan was being tortured? Can it be Stefan one time or Damon? I mean, Damon and Stefan have been tortured before, but Caroline seems to be the one where they're just like, yeah, we have to torture her because it's awesome. No, it's not. Anyway, so Laura, so at so da 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 da. So Alaric is torturing Caroline, and Jeremy. So I don't know where I'm going with this. Bonnie's mom shows up, and she says that the only way that this spell would work is if you have to stop a human heart, and also this spell is dark. It is dark magic. It's not pure like the magic Bonnie has been using up until now. But Bonnie doesn't give two shits. She's like, "I can do this. I can handle this. You don't know me. You don't know me. I can handle this." No, you can't. Anyway, so Jeremy volunteers, and he volunteers his heart to be stopped in order to succeed in this little spell thing. And Stefan and Damon and Klaus drank Bonnie's blood in order to connect themselves to Bonnie or something in order to complete the curse. And what they have to do is they have to grab Alaric and then like touch his heart or something. Like I don't know what they have to. They have to like find some kind of like a link to like their like a vein or something that connects to his heart. And then by doing that they have, I don't know what I'm talking about. Just they have to like whatever. So in that time, Klaus reveals that he created their bloodline. So if he dies, they die. And I have to say, I don't really believe it because I went with Damon's little thing. Like Damon's like, well, you might just be saying this to save your ass or just to bullshit us. And I completely agree. Like, I honestly don't think Klaus is the one because I just don't think so. Because that'd just be too expected. I think that just kind of, I don't know, I just don't kind of believe it. It might just be me holding out the hope that Elijah is the one that created their bloodline because I just think that'd just be cool. I don't know why, because I don't know, I just don't believe it, to be honest, that when he's like, I created their bloodline. I think it's because the way he said it, it wasn't really like, I don't know, it just kind of sounded like he's just said it just to say it, you know what I mean? But so um So they go into the school, and at that point, Elena has somehow has this. She was completely badass. Elena threw some vervain onto Alaric's face. Releases Caroline, and Caroline goes away. And oh my god, that Caroline moment made me freaking cry. I was like, oh my god. And basically, Klaus stops her and tells her to go home. Don't come out of your doors. Just stay where you are. And that moment, and then Caroline's like, thank you. And there's this perfect moment where they're just looking at each other, and I couldn't help but like I was looking at my TV and I was like, kiss, kiss, please kiss. I want you to kiss so much. And oh my god, that moment was so beautiful. And of course, Alaric stops Elena from escaping with Caroline, and she says, and Alaric makes shush. Sorry, my Lloyd made a noise. Um, Elena says, Alaric says, I should kill you for, siding with vampires and stuff. And she's like, well, why don't you? Just kill me. Why am I still alive? You obviously have no humanity left in you. Why don't you just kill me? And he basically is like choking her. Then all of a sudden he stops. And for like the briefest of seconds, I was just like, oh my god, is his humanity coming back? I was like I was crossing my fingers. I'm like, oh my god, is this the old Alaric coming out? But nope, it's not. So that's when Damon and Stefan kind of like come in barreling, and they both get their necks cracked within like 5 seconds. And then Klaus comes in and he is able to do it for like a few seconds. But then he is quickly overtaken by Alaric because Damon and Stefan are just out cold. And oh my god, the moment when Klaus is on the ground and the stake is like right above him, I did not breathe I just couldn't breathe. I was like, I was like freaking, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I was freaking the fuck out because in that moment I was just like, oh my god, please don't let him be the actual sire to their bloodline, and oh my god, don't let him die. I was freaking the fuck out. So, but then Elena decides to save Klaus's life, and she's like, and she has, I don't know what it is. I think it's like a piece of glass up to her neck, and she's like, there's a reason why you haven't killed me, and the reason why Esther used me. You're connected to me. And basically, she calls Alaric's bluff. The reason why he hasn't killed Elena yet is because his lifeline is attached to hers. He only has one lifespan. He is not a vampire, but he is technically immortal, but he's not really immortal. So basically, if Elena should ever die, Alaric will die. So unless we kill Elena, Alaric is here to stay, which in a sense is pretty good because I love Alaric and I didn't want him to die. But in another sense, I hate it because it's not Alaric. It is evil Alaric, which is heartbreaking to me. So of course Alaric just like, no, it's not. That's not how I die. But of course Elena then starts to slit her throat, which is awesome. And he quickly is like, no, stop, stop, stop. And of course, in that, and then Klaus, who's laying right there, hearing all this, hearing that if Elena dies, Alaric will die. Uh-oh. He quickly overtakes Alaric and then vampire speeds his way out of the school. And when Alaric turns back, he realizes Elena's not there anymore. And cut back from commercial, and Elena is tied up to a chair, having her blood drained by Klaus. Um, Obviously, Klaus is going to use that little bit of information to his advantage. So he's going to drain Elena's blood, all of her blood, to make her die. Thus, Alaric dies, which is awesome. And Tyler walks in and sees this is going on, and he wants to help Elena. But of course, since he has to pretend that he is still sire to Klaus, he can't really like fully, help her, which is kind of depressing to me. And then Alaric, and then during that time, Alaric, um, Damon and Stefan finally wake up, and Alaric alerts them to the fact that Klaus has Elena and that he is planning to kill her, and then tells them that if Elena dies, I should die. So they can't kill him unless, like I said, unless they use the desiccation spell. But at that point, that doesn't really matter anymore. So they go to so they go to Klaus's house. Tyler starts to try to wait a second. The Klaus being Team Selena, I was very like shocked by that he was on Stefan's side. That I was very shocked by that. Can I just say that? Also, I love the part where he's like, just between us girls, who would you have chosen? And he tells Elena that I'm doing you a favor by killing you. You don't have to choose anymore. The bond between the Salvatore brothers won't be broken because you're choosing one over the other. They will be together, so there's no heartbreak and everything. And I kind of agree with him on that, but at the same time, I don't want Elena to die, and because then Damon and Stefan will both be depressed, and we just don't want that. And also, there would just be no more show anymore anyway. So no, Klaus, I love you, but no. And so Tyler tries to take Elena out, and he's quickly stopped by Klaus, and that's when Klaus realizes, holy shit, you're not sired to me anymore. And he doesn't understand how that is possible. And of course, Klaus is really pissed off by this, and so he tries to kill. Just as he's about to like kill Tyler, Damon and Stefan come in, and Damon and Tyler hold him down while Stefan does the thing, and he grabs onto Klaus's heart because they're connected to each other, and that's when you start to hear Klaus's heartbeat. And oh my god, when Klaus died, I couldn't breathe. Again, I couldn't breathe. I was just like, oh, no! Like, I freaked out, and everyone on Tumblr freaked out. They're like, oh my god, Klaus can't be dead. Klaus can't be dead. But he's not dead. He is just asleep. It's like having a dagger in him, but without the dagger. And I was like, oh, Klaus. And the one thing I have to commend on is the fact of that it was really slow. It wasn't like a brutal, like, boom, you're dead, technically. It was more like you're dead. It was like really slow, and I like that. I like that it was like that. And Damon goes to get Elena, who got her head knocked out, and Klaus slowly dies. And I also really like the fact that I don't really like the fact that it was Stefan who had to do it, because I just saw the emotion in Klaus's eyes, like looking at him like, you were my friend, I considered you like a brother to me, and now you're killing me technically. And I was like, so Damon and Stefan save Elena, and Elena goes back to the house. Of course, they don't go to a hospital, even though she lost like almost all her blood, you know, it doesn't even matter. Just like, you know, take her home. She's okay. She has a headache, but it doesn't matter. You know. And the part with when Jeremy when Jeremy looked like he was almost dead, I was kind of like, oh my god, no. And the Jeremy and Bonnie part was kind of like weird. I don't know. I have no comment to that. And then the part where they were celebrating Klaus's death, kind of, um, I kind of thought it was a little overdone. I didn't really like it, especially the fact that it was Caroline. I mean, I know, Caroline doesn't have really that many feelings for Klaus, but I just thought it was overdone that they were celebrating. It's like really, like, I don't know, it just felt really awkward to me and really just out of place. And I just did not like it. Um, but so Stefan and Damon are taking Klaus's body to be thrown into the Pacific Ocean, and that's when they make they decide, they make a plan, not a plan. They agree that whoever Elena picks, the other will leave. So if Elena picks Damon, Stefan will leave, and vice versa. And the part where my heart just literally like, oh my god, was when Damon, right before, after Stefan said this, he says, okay, and if Elena picks you, I would, and there was a pause, and then he said, I would leave. In that moment, he remembered his promise to Elena, because if you remember a few episodes way back, way back in the beginning of this, not really in the beginning of the season, but a little bit, kind of like maybe kind of close to the middle of the season, he made a promise to Elena that he will never leave her. He would always be there. So in that moment, he's like, I knew for a fact that Damon would not leave. He will not leave Elena. He will stay there in some way, shape, or form, but not make it obvious that he was there. He would check. I mean, he may leave. He may look like he leave, but he will check up on her because he promised her that he would never leave her again. And that's why I love Damon. And the fact that Stefan is so willing to leave Elena, I mean, don't even try to argue with me that it would be difficult for him to watch Elena be with Damon. Damon had to watch that for 2 freaking seasons, okay? Maybe not 2 seasons, but just for a few. He had to deal with that. He had to watch the girl that he loved be with someone else. Okay, how? I mean, if Damon can deal with it, I'm pretty sure Stefan can deal with it as well. So I'm sorry, but there's so many reasons I'm Team Delana. It's not even funny. I can go on for hours and hours and hours, but we don't have hours and hours and hours, and I'm pretty sure you guys will not watch me ramble for hours and hours and hours. So I digress. Okay. So in the last moment, sorry. And then Alaric, who is very much fine, goes to the council and reveals to them that Sarah Forbes and Mayor I always say Forward, Lockwood have children who are a vampire and a hybrid, and holy crap, he is about to start some shit, and I am, oh my god, that was just wrong. And in that last minute before the episode ended, Elena was painting, and then all of a sudden she just falls. And my theory is that she is somehow connected to Klaus because he has used her blood to make hybrids. She is somehow connected to him because she, is the doppelganger, and she, you know what I mean. So I think the reason that that happened is either one, she's connected to Klaus in some way, or maybe it just is just something simple as she lost so much blood that now she's knocked out and she blacked out or whatever. So yeah, that's basically it for this review. Please check the boxer drawer for links and all that jazz stuff, and the comment questions as well. I cannot wait for this next episode. Actually, I'm scared and I'm excited because this is the last episode of the season. What am I supposed to watch after this? I'm gonna have nothing to watch until next September, and I'm so terrified of who Elena will choose, Damon or Stefan. I'm so scared. I can't even tell you how scared I am. Oh my god. So please check the boxer drawer like I just said. And oh my god. Season finale! Ah! I'm so excited. Okay. So I'll see you guys in my next review. Bye-bye.